Good day, folks. We are out here today on Edgewater, Saskatchewan, and it's time to swath. That's what time it is, you know. So there's our combine, which we're gonna be using. It's a claws with a pickup header. We swath everything around here, you know, good old Saskatchewan. We run our Heston swather. Then we're gonna fire up and I will show you here quick that we got a lot of swathing to do. All of this, all that's got to be swathed and harvested. So I'm going to be very busy in the fields today. And I'm not going to waste much time. So I will, I guess, start going and we're going to swath. Alright, so we're going here in the field. We're getting our first pass done on the back half of the field. There's a river running through the center there, so with the field divided in two. If you look at my bottom left there, you kind of see what yield we're going to take off of this field today. Not looking the greatest, but it's going to be pure profit for us, so I'm not really too worried about it. But got me thinking. I think one of the first things we're going to have to purchase after this harvest is a second swather, and look at getting some hard hands, because I don't have any hard hands. I'm harvesting alone today. No one else with me, just alone here. So it's gonna be a very busy day, especially when we're farther away from the truck and the combine gets full, and it'll be a lot of shimmying around, but we'll make her work. We'll make it work. So we are done one headland, on to the second, and I'm thinking it might be a little longer than I expected to get all this done and cleaned up, but only time will really tell, I guess, is the best way to look at it. I'm hoping it doesn't take us too long. So I'm going to make those phone calls and see if I can get another hand out here. So after making a few phone calls, it sounds like the neighbor's kid over there is going to rip over here. Not those guys are busy doing their own stuff, but he lives farther down the road that way. Sounds like he's going to rip over here on his quad, and he wants to give me a hand. And of course I said I'd pay him, you know. If he works for me, I'm gonna pay him. And he's gonna run the swather. He's not 100% sure on how he's not really good at running equipment yet, so I'm gonna definitely have to show him a thing or two with the swather and get him going when he's here. And then I can get ahead in the combine and start going with that. Well, with this young lad on his way to being a great farmer, this now gives me the opportunity to go home, get in the combine, and get a head start. Well, with the combine on the move, I'm really hoping we get a few acres done here today. I'm really hoping we get a few acres done today. Well, we are definitely not filling up at any sort of alarming rate, that is for sure. I'm kind of almost regretting picking the angle at what he's doing right now. I maybe should have squared it off like I was doing earlier, but you live and you learn. Yeah, this is definitely not filling up at any sort of alarming rate. I'm starting to think I'm having a very strong feeling right now that we are going to be able to do these headlands and still not have a full hopper. With lower yield like this, because this yield is pure profit to us, it's, you know, it's not the greatest, but I'll very much be able to control when I'm getting full and closest to the truck, which is kind of nice. You missed a spot, man. What are you doing? kids these days. That could be like, that's a handful of flax right there. So yeah, as you can tell, we're on the second headland and we are only at 36%. So definitely not what I was hoping for, but it is what it is. So we're dumping in the truck here. We did the 2 headlands. We got the 2 big passes down there done. Got 1 more there. We got about 80% of the hopper full from doing that. The neighbor's kid's done over here, as you can see, so he's moved on to the front half of this field. It is a fair bit bigger than this back half is of the quarter. I'm definitely gonna look into what it would cost to bring in dirt and clear some of these trees out and kind of get more of the land. You know, we don't, there are drainage ditches that are in here, and I'd keep the one that divides the fields for sure, but as far as the others, it's kind of, I feel like I don't really need some of them, and I could just clear out the bushes, bring in some dirt, and then open it up a bit more. So we're gonna think about doing that too. Well, there he is, swathing away on this front half there. I'm definitely frustrated with the angle I put on the GPS of the swather. It does not match up very well with the GPS of the combine, so I'm stuck freehanding it. They don't want to cooperate, so I told them to pick a different angle on that side. Make life a little easier. So I'm on my last pass here of the back half of the field. We've got pretty much only 2 hoppers off of this back part of the field, which is not what I wanted at all. So that's a lot of acres done. We are gonna go and move over to that area now. So I finished pass 1. We got about 75% of the hopper full on the first headland there. So we're gonna knock out headland 2. I'm hoping we can get at least this front, kind of this area of the field that's open here, done before the dew sets in a little heavier than we want and shuts us down. But I guess we will really find that out when the time comes, I guess. Well, as we finished up headland number 2 there, we're dumping into the truck again. We're calling today's harvest a little shorter, as I'm gonna go get the swather all cleaned up and put away. He just finished up there. Then I'm gonna go dump the truck, get it put in the bin, what's in it, into the bin, and then we'll get back at her tomorrow. Well, it's I guess we could say it's the next day here. I'm gonna start combining because Junior isn't gonna be here for probably about another hour. It's when I figured it was gonna be good to go, but it turns out it's good to go like now. So I'm gonna combine for an hour, and then Junior can come and learn the ropes and take over. So as we can see, we're making decent headway here already in the field. Junior should be showing up sometime soon here. I'm just happy that GPS is somewhat working. It's got the right line, but I'm guessing when he was swathing, it was a slightly different degree. I think he was doing 221 on that line, but it works well enough to get away with it, so I'm hoping he's here soon. So there's Junior in the combine there. He's picking away at the field here. I can probably shut the truck off as it's not really needed a lot of the time. So Junior's gonna pick away combine in this field. Since I have so much time now, I'm gonna try and run him back and forth and get some other things done and cleaned up. Well, after driving through the field a little bit there with the truck, we've realized that we're just gonna pull out the grain cart because, well, it's not exactly a comfortable ride with the truck. So tractor's a better option, so that's what we're gonna go with. We're actually not, I gotta think, we're pretty close to being done here. Just got all this half and then just what's down in that little area. So hopefully not too much longer. So while Junior's been harvesting there, since we have so much time in between having to run over to him and fill up, I decided to start clearing trees out. And I'm hoping we can get dirt brought in before we have to seed, so we can get all this worked up and connected. But that also means I'm gonna want to try and get that big area done. I at least want to try to get kind of from there over cleared out as well. Maybe all of this. We'll see. And then the next step would be kind of clear out those trees, clear out these trees. And I'm going to connect the fields. If I can clear out all this in time. I don't know if I will be able to, but if I can, pretty much right at this corner of the drainage ditch, we're going to leave this one running through all the way around, and we're going to connect all this together. Make it a little nicer when it comes to harvesting everything pretty much. So we already, if we can get dirt brought in, we're going to add all that land. There is a little bit more we can work over too, just to get a few more acres out of this. So that is the plan. After me being me and trying to go through the drainage ditch with the grain cart, I may or may not have broken something. Ineffectively could not get out of here, so we're dumping in the truck right here. And I learned my lesson, so I'm debating whether I want to bring in a culvert and bring a passage through here or not. But I'm hoping we can get ourselves out now that we're empty. Oh yeah, there we go. There we go, we just needed the weight off the trailer. So I'm gonna get everything cleaned up, put away, fill the bin. I don't even know how much is in the bin right now. Oh, a decent amount, and then whatever's in the truck. And then I'll see you guys for seeding.